Hi guys, today in this video we are going to discuss about the concepts of demand and supply are useful for explaining what is happening in the marketplace. Every market transaction involves an exchange and many exchanges are undertaken in a single day. The curricular follows of economic activities explain clearly that every day there are a number of exchanges taken place. A market is a place where we buy and sell goods and services. A buyer demands goods and services from the market, and the sellers supply the goods in the market. In economics, demand is the quantity of a goods and services that will be brought for a given price over a period of time. For example, if 10 lakhs laptops are purchased in India during a year at an average price of 25,000, then we can say that the annual demand for the laptops is 10 lakhs units at the rate of 25,000. Come to the concepts of demand. First of all, we'll know what do you mean by demand. So the demand means the ability and willingness to buy a specific quantity of a commodity at the prevailing price in a given period of time. Therefore, demand for a commodity impels the desire to acquire it, willingness, and the ability to pay for it. So, what do you mean by law of demand? The quantity of a commodity demanded in a given time period increases as its price falls. Ceteris paribus, the other things remains constant. Demand schedule means we can easily understand from this table showing the quantities of a good that a consumer is willing and able to buy at the prevailing price in a given time period. Then what is a demand curve? A curve indicating the total quantity of a product that all consumers are willing and able to purchase at the prevailing price level, holding the price of related goods, income, and other variables as constant. A demand curve is a graphical representation of a demand schedule. The price is quoted in the y-axis and the quantity demanded over the time at the different price levels is quoted in x-axis. Each point on the curve refers to a specific quantity that will be demanded at a given price. If, for example, the price of an 20 ml Coke is 10 rupees, this curve tells us the consumer, the student in a class of 50 would purchase 20 units. When the price rises to the 50, shift of the demand curve occurs when the determinants of the demand change. When taste and preferences and income are altered, the basic relationship between price and quantity demanded changes. This shift the entire demand curve upward, rightwards, and is called as an increase in the demand because more of the commodity is demanded at the price. The downshift leftward is called as a decrease in demand. The new demand curve D1 and D0 can be in the graph below. Therefore, we understand that a shift in a demand curve may happen due to the changes in the variables other than price. The movement along a demand curve takes place due to the price rise or fall. The new demand curve D1 and D0 can be seen in the graph. Therefore, we understand that a shift in a demand curve may happen due to the changes in the variables other than price. The movement along a demand curve takes place extension and construction due to the price rise or fall. Extension constructions of demand curve. When with a fall in price, more of a commodity is bought, then there is an extension of the demand curve. When lesser quantity is demanded with a rise in price, there is a construction of demand. We can see the graph of extension and construction in demand curve. We can understand that an increase in price results in the construction of demand. If the price increases from P2 to P, then the demand for the commodity falls from Q2 to Q. Therefore, the demand curve constructs from B to A. On the other hand, when there is a fall in price, it results in the extension of demand. Let us assume that the price falls from P2 to P1, then the quantity demanded Q2 increases to Q1, and the demand curve extended from point B to C. What do you mean by demand function? So it's a function that describes how much of an commodity will be purchased at the prevailing price of the commodity. Demand function is a function that describes how much of a commodity will be purchased at the prevailing price of the commodity and related commodities. Extension construction of demand curve. When, with a fall in price, more of a commodity is bought, then there is an extension of the demand curve. When lesser quantity is demanded with a rise in price, there is a constriction of demand. We can see the graph. We can understand that in increasing in prices results in the constriction of demand. So when you come into the demand function that describes how much of a commodity will be purchased at the prevailing prices for the commodity and related commodities, alternative income levels and alternative values of other variable affecting demand. Price is not the only factor which determines the level of demand for a good. Other important factors is income. The rise in the income will lead to an increase in the demand for a normal commodity. A few goods are named as inferior goods from which the demand will fall. When an income rises, another important factor that influences the demand for a good is the price of other goods. Other factors which affects the demand for a good apart from the above mentioned factors are change in population, change in fashion, change in taste, change in advertising. And when you coming to the determinants of demand, there are the various factors affecting the demand for a commodity. They are price of the good. The price of the commodity is an important determinant of a demand. Price and demands are inversely related. Higher the price, less is the demand, and vice versa. And second one is price of related goods. The price of related goods like substitutes and complementary goods also affect the demand. In the case of substitutes, rise in the price of a one commodity leads to increase in the demand for its substitutes. In that case of complementary goods, fall in the price of a one commodity leads to rise in demand for both the goods. And next is consumers' income. There is a directly related to the demand. A change in the income for the consumer significantly influences his demand for most commodities. If the disposable income increases, demand will be more, right? And the next is taste, preference, fashions, and habits. These are various effective factors affecting demand for a commodity. When there is a change in the taste, habits, or preference of the consumer, his demand will change. Fashions and costumes in the society determines many of our demand. And next is population. If the size of the population is more, the demand for a product will be more. The market demand for a commodity substantially changes when there is a change in the total population. And next is money circulation. More the money in circulation, higher the demand, and vice versa. And next is value of the money. The value of money determines the demand for a commodity in the market. When there is a rise of a fall in the value of money, there may be changes in the relative price of different goods and their demand. And next is weather condition. Weather is also an important factor that determines the demand for certain goods. Advertising and salesmanship. If the advertisement is very attractive for a commodity, demand will be more. Similarly, if the salesmanship and publicity is effective, then the demand for the commodity will be more. And next is consumers' future price expectation. If the consumer expect that there will be a rise in the price in future, he may buy more at the present price, so he demand increases. We can see at their lockdown situations, we buy a lot of things. Am I right? And next is government policy and taxation. Higher taxes will increase the price and reduce the demand, while low taxes will reduce the price and extend the demand. And next is credit facility. Depending on the availability of the credit facilities, the demand for a commodity will change. More the facilities, higher the demand. And next is multiplicity of uses of goods. If the commodity has multiple use, then the demand will be more than if the commodity is used for a single purpose. And coming to the demand distinctions, we can clearly say that demand may be defined as a quantity of a goods or services desired by an individual and backed by the ability and willingness to pay. Am I right? And when you come to the types of demand, we can say that in the first, direct and indirect demand, or producers goods and consumer goods. Demand of goods that are directly used for consumption by the ultimate consumer is known as direct demand. For example, demand for a t-shirt, right? We can use the t-shirts very directly. On the other hand, demand for a goods that are used by the producers for producing goods and services. For example, demand for cotton by a textile mill. So we don't buy the cotton for directly. Textile people will buy the cotton, and they manufacture a lot of textile. It's like shirts, fanting, etc., etc. Am I right? And next is derived demand and autonomous demand. When a produce derives its usage from the uses of some primary product, it is known as a derived demand. Example, demand for a tires derived from the demand for cars. And autonomous demand is a demand for a product that can be independently used. Example, demand for a washing machine. And next is durable and non-durable goods demand. Durable goods are those that can be used more than once over a period of time. Example, microovens, TVs, etc., etc. And non-durable goods can be used only once. For example, band-aid, etc. Firm and industry demand. Firm demand is the demand for the product of a particular firm. For example, Dow soaps. The demand for the product of a particular industry is industry demand. Demand for steel in India. And next is total market and market segment demand. A particular segment of the market demand is called a segment demand. Example, demand for a laptops by the engineering students. The sum total of the demand for a laptops by the various segments in India is the total market demand. And short run and long run demand. Short run demand refers to the demand with its immediate reaction to price changes and income fluctuations. Long run demand is that which will ultimately exist as a result of the change in prices, promotion, or a product improvement after market adjustments with a sufficient time, right? And joint demand and composite demand. When two goods are demanded in a conjunction with one another at the same time to satisfy single one, it is called a joint or complementary demand. For example, demand for a petrol and a two-wheeler. The composite demand is one in which a good is wanted for several different uses. For example, demand for an iron rod for various purposes, right? And next is price demand, income demand, and cross demand. Demand for a commodity by the consumers at alternative price are called as a price demand. Quantity demanded by the consumers at alternative levels of the income is income demand. And cross demand refers to the quantity demanded for commodity X at a price of related commodity Y, which may be a substitute or complementary to the X. We can simply say that price demand means the ability and willingness to buy specific quantities of a good at the prevailing price in a given time period. And income demand means the ability and willingness to buy a commodity at the available income in a given period of time. And when you come into the market demand, that the total quantity of a goods or services that people are willing and able to buy at prevailing price in a given time period, it is the sum of individual demand. And when you come to the cross demand, the ability and willingness to buy a commodity or service at the prevailing price of the related commodity, substitutes or complementary products. For example, people buy more of wheat when the price of rice increases. And expansional demand curves. The demand curve slopes from left to right upward if despite the increase in the price of the commodity and people turn to buy more due to reasons like fear of shortages or it's maybe as an absolutely essential good. The law of demand does not apply in every case and situation. The circumstance when the law of demand becomes ineffective are known as expectations of the law. Some of the important expectations are given goods. Some specific varieties of inferior goods are termed as given goods. Cheaper varieties, millets like bajara, cheaper vegetables like potato, etc. comes under this category. Sir Robert Giffen of Ireland the first observed that the people used to spend more of their income on inferior goods like potato and less of their income on a meat. After purchasing potato, the staple food, they did not have staple food potato surplus to buy a meat. So the rise in a price of potatoes compelled the people to buy more potatoes, and those raised the demand for a potatoes. This is against the law of demand. So this is also known as a different paradox. Conspicuous consumption Veblen effect. This is the concept. This expectation to the law of demand is associated with the doctrine propounded by Thorsten Veblen. A few goods like diamond, etc., are purchased by the richer and wealthy section of the society. The price of these goods are so high that they are beyond the reach of the common man. The higher the price of the demand, the higher is the prestige value. So when the price of these goods fall, the consumers think that the prestige value of these goods comes down. So quantity demanded, these goods fall with the fall in their price. So the law of demand does not hold good here. And next is conspicuous necessity. Certain things become the necessity of modern life, so we can have to purchase the despite their higher price. The demand of TV sets, automobiles, and refrigerators, etc., have not gone down in spite of the increase in their price. These things have become the symbol of status, so they are purchased despite their raised price. And next is ignorance. A consumer's ignorance is another factor that at time induce him to purchase more of the commodity at a higher price. This is especially true when the consumer believes that a high priced and branded commodity is better in quality than a low priced one.
Next is emergencies. During emergencies like war, famine, etc., households behave in an abnormal way. Households accentuate scarcities and induce further price rise by making increased purchases even at higher prices because of the apprehension that they may not be available. On the other hand, during the depression, fall in price is not a sufficient condition for consumers to demand more if they are needed. And next is future changes in price. Households also act as an speculators. When the prices are rising, households tend to purchase large quantities of the commodities out of the apprehension that prices may still go up. When prices are expected to fall further, they wait to buy goods in future at a still lower price. So, quantity demanded falls when prices are falling. And next is change in fashion. A change in fashion and tastes affects the market for a commodity. When a digital camera replaces a normal manual, not amount of the reduction in the price of the latter is sufficient to clear these stocks. Digital cameras, on the other hand, will have more customers even though its prices may be given up. The law of demand becomes inefficient. And next one is demonstration effect. It refers to a tendency of low income groups to imitate the consumption pattern of high income groups. They will buy a commodity to imitate the consumption of their neighbors even if they do not have the purchasing power. And next is snob effect. Some buyers have a desire to own unusual or unique products to show that they are different from others. In this situation, even when the prices raise, the demand for the commodity will be more. And next is speculative goods or outdated goods or seasonal goods. Speculative goods such as shares do not follow the law of demand. Whenever the price rises, the traders expect the price to rise further, so they buy more. Goods that go out of use due to advancement in the underlying technologies are called outdated goods. The demand for such goods does not rise even with fall in price. And next is seasonal goods. Goods that are available in the limited quantity or those future availability is uncertainty also violates the law of demand. Thank you.